I met Noah in college. We weren't the type of couple that made grand entrances or needed to prove anything. We just were. It started with music. We'd sit outside the library late into the night, headphones shared between us, letting lyrics fill the silence we didn't need to break. From there, it was poetry. He'd write short verses on napkins, and I'd save every one of them like they were love letters. We moved in together after graduation. A small apartment, just enough space for our plants, our books, and the kind of quiet only two people completely comfortable with each other can share. We built a life that didn't need fixing. Or at least, that's what I thought. Then came Ava. She was part of the same art collective Noah and I joined, a painter with a sharp mind and a laugh that filled up every room. She'd come over after group sessions, lingering longer each time. The three of us talked for hours about everything: life, identity, the messy parts of love. And over time, she slipped into our lives like she'd always been there. I liked Ava. I did. She was brilliant, intuitive, always asking the kind of questions that made you pause before you answered. But I couldn't help but notice how Noah started lighting up more when she was around. His jokes landed differently. He leaned in closer when she spoke. Still, I ignored it. I told myself I was overthinking, that it was just the newness of a fresh connection. Not a threat. Just a spark. Then one night, after Ava had left, Noah turned to me on the couch with a half-smile and said, "You ever think about what it'd be like if—" "I don't know. We brought her into this just to explore." I laughed. I had to. It felt absurd. Like something out of a late-night fantasy or a badly written indie film. But he wasn't laughing. Not really. "Think about it," he said, eyes searching mine. "We trust her. She trusts us. It wouldn't be weird, just honest." I said nothing for a while. Then I told him I'd think about it, mostly just to end the conversation. But later that night, lying in bed with his arm draped over me, I stared at the ceiling and wondered what it would feel like to let someone into something so sacred. I should have seen it then. I should have known that the moment you open the door, even just a little, things can fall out, or someone else can step in. We didn't plan for it, but curiosity is a quiet kind of danger. It started on the balcony, under soft fairy lights and the lull of lo-fi music. The three of us sat on mismatched cushions, passing around a bottle of red wine. The city hummed below, and we were wrapped in that easy kind of warmth that comes from too much alcohol and too much trust. Noah, always the bold one, brought it up again. "So, about that wild idea," he said, swirling the wine in his glass. "Still think I'm crazy?" I laughed, just like last time. Ava didn't. She looked at both of us and tilted her head, curious. "I don't think it's crazy," she said. "Not if everyone wants it." The words hung in the air longer than I expected. I looked at Noah. He was watching me, not her. Maybe it was the wine. Maybe it was the comfort of knowing Ava so well. Or maybe it was just that I loved Noah enough to explore the edge of something we didn't have a name for. "I'm open to it," I said quietly, "but only if it's real, if it means something. For all of us." What followed wasn't reckless. It wasn't even impulsive. It was thoughtful, careful. We talked. We set boundaries. We said things like full honesty and no favoritism. We said we wouldn't let this change what Noah and I had. And for a little while, it worked. There were late nights of soft laughter and tangled limbs. Breakfasts shared in hoodies and messy hair. Deep talks that stretched until sunrise. It felt, in those early moments, like something rare. Maybe even beautiful. But beauty has a way of blinding you. Slowly, things shifted. Subtly at first. I started catching glances between them when they thought I wasn't looking. Little smiles that carried something I wasn't part of. They'd text in the same room, thumbs tapping just a little too fast, and silence stretching just a little too long. One evening, I walked back into the living room to find them curled together on the couch, heads tilted toward each other, whispering. They pulled apart too quickly. No big deal, I told myself. They're just close. We're all close. But a voice inside me had started to whisper too. Was I watching something bloom, or watching myself be slowly erased? We had all agreed to share something. But what happens when two people start taking more than they give? I thought we were inviting her into something we already built. I didn't know they were building something else, with me outside. At first, it was little things. Movie nights that used to be sacred, just me and Noah curled up on the couch, started getting skipped. He'd text last minute, saying he was tired or had to help Ava with something. But when Ava was around, he never seemed too tired. He always showed up then. I told myself it was fine. That it wasn't personal. That sharing didn't mean losing. But something about the way he looked at her was starting to haunt me. Not lust, not just that. It was warmth, softness, familiarity. The kind he used to save for me. One Thursday afternoon, I came home early from work. Our bedroom smelled faintly of Ava's perfume, warm, powdery, distinct. I spotted her scarf draped over the edge of the bed. She hadn't been over that day. At least, not that I knew of. I waited until the next time I saw her and asked casually, "Hey, did you leave your scarf here last week?" She blinked. "Oh, Noah didn't tell you. I came by Tuesday. He said you were okay with us hanging out alone." My stomach twisted. I nodded slowly, trying to keep my face neutral. But inside, I was unraveling. When I confronted Noah, it wasn't with shouting. It was with shaking hands and a trembling voice. "You told her I was okay with that? Without even asking me." He barely looked up from his phone. "Liam, you're being too emotional again. It was just a hangout." "No, Noah. It's not just that. It's the lies. The hiding. The changing rules without telling me." He finally stood up, his face tight. "What do you want me to say? That I planned this? That I'm the villain? I didn't mean for anything to happen, all right? So something did happen." He didn't answer right away. Just stared at me like he wished I hadn't asked. Then he said the words that felt like knives. "I didn't mean to fall for her. It just happened." Silence. I felt like I'd been punched. Everything I'd shared, everything I'd trusted, suddenly felt like it belonged to someone else. Like I was the third person now. The extra. "I loved you enough to let someone in," I whispered. "But you loved her enough to push me out." His expression softened. Maybe even guilt crept in. But guilt doesn't fix broken promises. I walked away before I could fall apart in front of him. That night, I lay in our bed, my bed, staring at the ceiling, alone. And I thought about all the moments I ignored. All the warnings I brushed off. We invited her in together, but somewhere along the way, he let go of my hand. Weeks passed. I didn't hear from Noah. Not a single message. Not even a call to say goodbye. Ava didn't reach out either. The silence said everything they didn't. Then one morning, while scrolling without thinking, I saw them, Noah and Ava, on a friend's story. Somewhere coastal. Sunlit and golden, arms around each other like they'd always been that way. Smiling. And there it was. The life we'd started building, now repainted without me in it. It's strange how pain settles. Not like a storm, but like dust. You get used to it in the corners of your day. You stop checking your phone. You stop replaying the last conversation. Eventually, You stop hoping they'll say they made a mistake. But I kept asking myself the same thing. Was I not enough? And the truth? Maybe I was. But sometimes love doesn't break because it's weak. It breaks because someone stops holding it. I had loved Noah so much, I let him convince me to share our world. I said yes because I trusted him. I said yes because I believed in what we had. But I didn't see that what I was really doing was giving them space to find each other in the cracks I'd opened. And what was ours wasn't mine anymore. So I started writing again. The kind of writing that came from the deepest parts of me, honest, raw, a little angry. I played old songs on the guitar, ones I used to play for Noah. I sang them for myself now. Piece by piece, I remembered who I was before him. Before her. Before us. There's a kind of healing in solitude. A quiet power in reclaiming your voice after it's been lost in the echo of someone else's laughter. And now, sitting here, telling you this, maybe you're in something messy. Maybe you're where I was, convincing yourself that love means saying yes when your heart is whispering no. So listen to this. When we both convinced her to join us, I thought we were building something stronger. I didn't know I was handing over the pieces of my own heartbreak. Because betrayal isn't always a knife. It's not always loud or violent. Sometimes it's a slow smile and a shared bed.